Okay, we're back. What I'm doing is I did this side already with the face and with the ear, and I want to show you how I did that ear. I need to touch it up here and there a little bit, but let me just sharpen this up for a second so it's nice and sharp. And what we're going to do with that face, see, I have the puffiness of his cheek here, like he's holding a couple of nuts in his mouth here. So what we're going to do is we're going to sweep this out first, just a little bit, just like so. Okay, and try to match that up a little bit with the front. But this is what's important with the ear. See how it's, if I can show this to you, see how this goes out. See how that's at an angle. What I did was I swept this out just like so. Alright, just like that. Alright, and now it's very hard to get these things to match. But then I went back here and I scooped out the back portion of the ear and kind of rounded it up to this angle that we have here. Alright, there we go. And we're just going to scoop this out, get rid of the rough stuff, and just round that ear off a little bit. Alright. And it's a little bit big, so we're just going to trim a little bit of this off. Try to get it somewhat the same shape as the other. And what we're going to do is, this is a nice little trick, and I'm telling you, I've been using this more and more. I wet it pretty good. Now, what I mean by checking is that it doesn't crack when it dries. If it's a good piece of basswood that's properly been, has been dried properly, you should have no problem with it checking. I only had one of my angels checked on me before, and I had to start it all over. But now this is really nice and soft, almost like butter. You can almost go in any direction, and as long as your knife is super sharp, you should have no problem with it. So what we're going to do here is we're going to just start, we're just going to make an outline here. And we can work from there. We can make it a little bit bigger, a little bit. See how I have this at an angle? And we're going to go down here like this. Alright. And it went inward, so I'm going to go in a little bit like so. It's hard to see though, folks, when you see I did kind of like a teardrop. Up and around and down. And I just took my knife and started trimming little bits of it out. Okay? I scooped it out with the knife. Go on the other side and scoop the other side out. It's there somewhere, I know it. There it is. It's hard for me to see it. But, okay? All we're going to do is just trim some of this out. And then I'm going to come back here and trim it out a little bit. Now if you're lucky enough to have a little bit of a sweep like this one here, whoops, you can go in there just like so and scoop it out. Alright, just like so. But you can do it with the knife. I did most of this with a knife on the other side. So let me scoop out a little bit more. Let me see here, that ear's just a bit too high. Okay, and so that's all you want to do is kind of scoop that out and get that kind of deep. Okay, when you get down here, I'm just showing you basics, and you'll have to go offline to do this a little bit better, so I can, well, I need to get offline to see it a little bit better. What you want to do is just want to scoop this out and come down, and it's okay to make a little bit of a hole down there. Okay, towards the center. And so I'm just going to make a little hole. Try to get that out of there. I know it's hard to see it because of the wood swells when you, okay, see how we got a little hole down in there? Alright. And what we're going to do is we're going to keep messing with this until we have it somewhat close to what this one looks like. So then this side comes in a little bit. Okay. That side comes in a little bit. Like so. Alright. And And then we're going to go down a little deeper because that goes down and around. So we're going to just scoop that around a little bit, like so. Okay. Alright, so we're going to work on this offline a little bit. They're a little bit uneven, and this is a little taller, so I need to adjust that a little bit. But when I come back, both of these will be done. What you want to do is you want to sweep it around here like so and cut this out. Okay, kind of match everything in, and then you want to go in from this side. You want to come in a little bit and just snap that portion off. See how the ear's starting to come? Alright, once you have that done, you want to scoop this out right around the ear. So what you want to do is you just want to scoop this out just like so. There's the front. Okay, just like so. And see how I have this hollowed out right here? I don't know if you can see that. There's a good picture of it. You're going to do the same thing over here. Some of that's hollowed out, but you want to blend that right in to the other, just like so. And kind of blend that up underneath that ear and to the back of the head. Alright, so when you get it done, see how it's coming? You just want to make sure there's a little bit of a mouth and a pouch there. And then we're going to trim all that off and get rid of that. I've got to push this over a little bit more, but I want to work on that ear so it matches with this one. And you'll see that they will match when we come back. But that's how you get the ear in there. And then you can go in a little deeper. You know, work your way down in there a little bit after you get this out to where deep enough this way. See how we have it a little bit deeper, shallow up here and a little deeper down here, going inward in the ear. And then when we come back, we'll have both of these matching. Okay, and then from there we'll figure out how to put the eyes in. Okay, bye bye.